and direct drive guys globally, girls as well. This Beano here bringing you a couple of laps showing the new open source firmware for the SimuCUBE, or the SimuCUBE as it's known officially. Just running the AMG Mercedes around Spa. Pretty cold track. Shouldn't have too many hassles, except this is a setup shared by Nicky Thim, running zero wings, so it is a bit of a tricky proposition to get pace out of the car through La Source and Eau-Rouge. Not too easy to make it stick through there, but let's see how we go. But from a hardware perspective, Ioni Pro HC, SimuCUBE box, and the enclosure was a special favor that Jesus Perez has done for me over at Augury Simulations in Spain. Thank you for that, Jesus. Servo is an AKM53K with 10K encoder that I picked up from an iRacing bud a couple of years ago in the USA. Very, very smooth servo, running similar encoder than most of you would run nowadays. Certainly if you buy a new Mies setup, or you have purchased one over the last year or so, chances are that it would have a 10K, 40K counts per revolution encoder on board. Mika has released a closed beta to about 60-65 fellas over on the Granite Devices forum a couple of days ago. The feedback is really fantastic. There's been no notable bugs, at least no serious showstoppers or anything. So I would expect that this firmware will be available quite soon as an open beta. It does drastically change the behavior of the wheel. I think that we all fell in love with how abrupt and direct drive wheel based on the SimuCUBE response was before. But imagine that now you are actually running on rubber wheels and not hard rubber. It's a significant difference in how the feel is now coming from the tires. And I think the biggest difference is attributed to a special filter Tero has developed. It's called the SimuCUBE reconstruction filter, and it's a very special filter. Induces very low latency, but it's super sampling iRacing signal and interpolating up to 2.5 kilohertz. So similar what NL Print is doing with his IRFBB application you all know about. Change your wheel behavior. This is just embedded and native to the Ioni itself, and then activated via the open source firmware. I was just awestruck when I ran it the first time. Owning quite many direct drive wheels, this is now my favorite. Certainly is the lowest latency, fastest response, and also the best feel that I can dial in via those unique filters. Makes for a truly immersive, enjoyable experience. Such a challenge for me to get away from that corner clean. So many different lines through there that you can take. Let's do one or two more laps, let's see how we go. tricky corner, sliding on the entry, sliding on the exit, so much fun. But like mentioned earlier guys, using Nicky thing setup, he's a pretty decent racing driver doing things in real life from Europe, and Nicky always shares his wisdom, practical experience with couch potatoes like myself, which I very much appreciate. So Nicky, a shout out to you for sharing your setup and your racing tidbits and wisdom. It is very much appreciated and makes life a lot easier for us that doesn't have the privilege and opportunities like you do. Or maybe the other reality is that some of us are just too old for that now. But anyway mate, thank you for that. Getting a bit of heat into the tires, so feeling a little bit more consistent. Even flat speed through there without any lifting, so this lap definitely feels a bit better. Still only fourth on this. Oh, guys are fast. But admittedly running a fair bit higher fuel load than what they were running earlier, so pretty happy with the pace. I'm always tempted to overdrive this corner, going too deep before I brake, and that ends you up in trouble. Let's see if I can up the curb there. Slight tap of the throttle. Keep it within the track limits. Happy with that. Probably not too bad considering I'm not on quali fuel. Wide through there, but easy to bring back onto the track, so no big dramas. I probably want to add one click wheel roll bar to Nicky's settings. Will just suit my driving a little bit better as I'm running off the track limits here and there. I'll do one more lap. Get a car to behave badly through here, so we can see what it's like to control it like that, nice and comfortable. It's as if you feel the behavior before you actually see it on screen. And as many of you guys will know, doing that sort of action through roads normally always gets you killed, but with this you can recover. Let's see if we can do something strange here as well. Maybe a bit too strange. But guys, yes, there you have it. Overall, I think that even for a closed beta, the firmware is very, very well polished. It's better than anything we ever had for our direct drive wheels, and based on the SimuCUBE, Argon and Ioni cubes. I think that most of you guys will really have a lot of fun with it, find enjoyment, and I can only say thank you to Tero firstly accommodating us, building the Ioni and SimuCUBes, and then also now Mika doing the firmware for us. So basic idea is that development was a bit stagnant with the MMOS firmware being closed source and no availability of the source code to do any development work. With this, it will open the doors for guys like NL Print with IR FFB tool to accommodate these filters into this open source firmware and make life a lot easier for us running special effects. We could even have an API interface like SimCommander from some experience being available and integrated at some point. So yeah, there's a lot of possibilities and opportunities for us to improve this open sim wheel concept, making it more affordable to the masses, having access to very high-end wheel. In this instance, the open sim wheel doesn't mean because it's easily available even in DIY form, it doesn't mean it's second rate to anything else out on the market. Having owned almost all direct drive wheel combinations before, I can safely say that this combination as it sits now, in my opinion, is the best that's available. Please bear in mind I'm running on a pretty high-end servo, even though it doesn't have high resolution encoder or that high resolution encoder. It's still a very decent servo, AKM 53K, so you guys might want to consider that. But yeah, gentlemen, hopefully this has provided a bit of insight to what I'm busy with, what mischief I'm up to, what the guys at Granite Devices have been doing, and hopefully we can have the beta out to you very, very soon so you can have fun and enjoy. I'll catch you soon. I'll bring another one to you a bit later. Over and out. Cheers, boys.